Hey guys, my name is Beatriz and I'm here with Luiz
Hey there.
and Bruno.
Hello, everyone.
And today we're going to talk about the topic of native speakerism. And we're going to give a brief summary of what it is, its many consequences, and what we can do to address it, both in education as well as in our everyday lives.
So, we're going to start by its definition, and we believe that native speakerism is an ideology which refers to the belief that native speaking teachers represent Western culture and its teaching models, standardizing these professionals and promoting the native speaker brand, as we would say. This phenomenon derives from the linguistic imperialism and further promotes English as a global product. Because of these factors, American and British teachers and their teaching practices are perceived and seen as more qualified or even better compared to non-native speaking teachers.
And there's this idea that native English speakers are a certain way, but they're not just people from the United States and England only. Australia, Ireland, and New Zealand, for example, all have English as their official language. And this idealization of the native speaker is not only about their country of origin, but also about their appearance and their cultural background. So this usually means that nativeness is associated with whiteness. And the teachers who do not fit this criteria, whether they are native speakers or not, are often criticized and they have their linguistic and teaching ability put into question.
On that note, we can talk about how native speakerism also has a great impact on how language teaching is viewed in the market. Due to the perceived value of native speaking teachers, both language schools and students show a preference for these types of professionals. As a consequence, non-native speakers can often be belittled when compared to native speakers, which results in these stereotypes making their way into the job market, providing native speakers with more opportunities in the teaching segment.
When it comes to the work environment, it's not unusual for non-native teachers to feel kind of judged and left out inside their workplaces, and other teachers, co-workers, might consider them as not enough or not as good as them, and students might have a problem with their accents. These daily occurrences aggravate the issues of native speakerism being in a self-perpetuating cycle in which native speaking teachers teach more, therefore enforcing their standards by means of education. This also has effects on other spheres of life.
And another consequence of native speakerism is that it promotes a one-sided view of English teaching. So this can reduce the perspective of the language itself. And important issues like culture, power, and voice remain unchallenged inside the classroom. As it is, English right now and English teaching revolves around Western ideals and principles, when it should actually address current issues and be used to represent students' views of the world.
Although this situation may look difficult to solve, there is no need to feel hopeless about it, because there are many ways to address native speakerism, and most of them have to do with correcting many of the issues in Western society in the educational, political, and institutional spheres, which in turn can affect everyday practices. We could, for example, give more opportunities for non-native teachers in important education institutions, give more exposure to different dialects and cultures in popular media, and also diversify educational material.
So in this sense, the prime way to cause a shift in education would be to have new curriculums, so that we can allow students to simultaneously acquire knowledge as well as use their own cultural and linguistic experience in the classroom. And this would be more aligned with the scope of the English language, and it would broaden its representation to students and make learning easier. So these and other changes may be the necessary actions to shift the paradigm and start the process of moving away from native speakerism.